Bray Wyatt was recently spotted ahead of some big AEW rumored debuts, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also see what's going on with Sonya Deville and Sasha Banks. Let's start things off with Windham, formerly known as Bray Wyatt in WWE. Bray hasn't been seen much and hasn't made any sort of physical appearance anywhere since his WWE release. He's an upcoming Wrestling Con appearance, booked for the near future, but besides that, everything has been pretty much radio silent. But a new apparent picture of Bray is going viral online. The picture shows Bray posing with some friends at an event. The picture eventually made it to wrestling Twitter and continued to spread from there. The timing of the picture also has some fans speculating about AEW. Tony Khan recently took to Twitter to tease that a massive signing is coming to AEW. He called it a big Forbidden Door signing. Now, there were some fans out there that were a bit critical of Tony's tease, basically saying that he says this sort of thing every time he signs someone, and it mostly ends with an AEW debut that didn't really live up to the hype and expectations that he was giving it. But he's back to teasing this massive Forbidden Door signing. So it has some fans throwing out all these names that fall into the category of Forbidden Door debuts, such as Bray Wyatt, Keith Lee, and several others. Will it be Bray Wyatt? Well, everyone hopes to see him back in the ring eventually, but the last few reports that came out on him claim that it most likely will be a while until we see Bray back in the ring again because he's so busy and having so many projects with all these outside of the ring projects. So, it's a very slim chance it can be Bray Wyatt, but fans will definitely do all they can to keep up that hope and keep it alive. Now, let's get into the Sasha Banks topic. We briefly touched on this after Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair was confirmed on Smackdown. Had WWE just simply announced Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair on Smackdown, there probably would have been no issue. But the fact that they decided to go down this entire misdirection route of confirming Charlotte versus Sasha for WrestleMania, only to pull it away and announce Ronda versus Charlotte seconds later, is what had Sasha fans furious. Sasha is also coming off the foot injury and came back really ahead of schedule. So everyone thought that she would be a full go-ahead for the big WrestleMania program like this. And not to mention that before Ronda Rousey got into the picture here, that was WWE's apparent plans for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 38. Sasha Banks finally gets back into the title match and challenges Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, potentially even getting her big WrestleMania moment. Sasha has main evented WrestleMania and has taken part in all these major WrestleMania matches, but has never picked up a win at WrestleMania. So everyone was looking at that story of Sasha chasing Charlotte's title as the perfect program to get Sasha her first well-deserved win at WrestleMania. But with Ronda Rousey's plans, unless they make a triple threat again, it looks like Sasha will unfortunately not be getting that title match with Charlotte after all. Sasha tweeted out a few messages after the closing moments of SmackDown, which fans speculated could be in reference to the Ronda and Charlotte situation. Sasha first tweeted, "I'll always be the conversation," which fans understood as her response to Charlotte bringing her name up on SmackDown. Then, Sasha's next tweet was another interesting one. It wasn't a video she tweeted herself, but she retweeted a short clip of Sydney Sweeney's Euphoria character Casey Howard saying, quote, "You guys can all judge me if you want, but I do not care. I have never been happier," end quote. That was a big line of what the character was feeling in the show, but when Sasha retweeted it, it made fans wonder if Sasha was basically co-signing with the character quote and applying it to her situation with WWE and WrestleMania, sort of saying, "You guys can say whatever about Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, but I'm happier than I've ever been in WWE." That's how the quote would apply to Sasha's situation, just telling the fans not to be angry because she's not angry. She's the happiest she's ever been. So again, WWE superstars usually tweet in cryptic form. They don't always flat out tell us what they're trying to say. but if you read between the lines, you can probably pull out some possible ideas. Like in this situation here of Sasha Banks retweeting that quote from Sydney Sweeney's character. So that was Sasha's response, but if she's not in the title match, fans really wonder what big program will be left for Sasha Banks. You're talking about a top superstar in their prime, just coming off main eventing WrestleMania 37. You gotta have something great in store for her this time around at WrestleMania. Some fans were discussing a match with Bayley, and honestly, that sounds pretty great. If Sasha can't be in the title picture, then another one-on-one match with a returning Bayley in front of a WrestleMania-sized crowd sounds like a very close second option. Every time Sasha and Bayley meet one-on-one, it's always magic. And yes, they did have that 2020 feud with each other, but there were no live fans in attendance for any of those matches. The last time Sasha Banks and Bayley had a big pay-per-view singles match with live fans in attendance was all the way back in 2015 with NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. So you can argue that the big WrestleMania singles match between the two of them is long overdue as well. So that's one other alternative route to take Sasha Banks in that would still be a huge match even with no title on the line. Sasha and Bayley's relationship is so personal, so much history there that the fans will be heavily invested in the story. But it doesn't look like it's bothering Sasha Banks at all. Like the retweet said, she's happier than ever, but the fans are still pushing to see her used in a great way at this year's WrestleMania. Does Sonya Deville finally have a new target? One of the biggest criticisms about Sonya Deville's storyline and character is that she's only cruel to one single superstar, which is Naomi. Outside of everything with Naomi, Sonya Deville's character is pretty chill with everyone. She doesn't really use any of those extreme heel tactics with anyone else besides Naomi. But this week's Smackdown might have accidentally created a new target for Sonya Deville. After Charlotte had just finished insulting Ronda's baby, Ronda was getting ready to attack her. But Sonya steps in the way and says that Ronda has a bad temper. And we hear some of those lines Sonya always tells Naomi. Like lines, "I run the show, not you. I tell you what to do," and so on. Ronda pushes Sonya out of the way to get to Charlotte, but Sonya comes back and jumps on Ronda's back. Ronda slams Sonya Deville and puts her in an armbar submission to close out the show. Important detail here, Sonya Deville had her jacket on throughout this entire engagement. WWE has spent the last few weeks telling us how no one is allowed to put their hands on Sonya Deville if she's wearing that almighty jacket. So it's time to pay that off here. Sonya was attacked by Ronda wearing her jacket. So Ronda has to face some sort of repercussions there for that action. But then again, Sonya was out of line as well because WWE officials usually don't jump on a superstar's back like that. So yes, Ronda should face some sort of consequences from Sonya attacking her like that. But Sonya shouldn't get a free pass either. She technically attacked a superstar while in WWE official mode. So hopefully the writing stays consistent here. We still don't know what Sonya's issue is with Naomi. But this moment here with Ronda is enough to give some reasoning to Sonya Deville giving Ronda Rousey that same Naomi sort of treatment. Will Sonya Deville remember this and try her best to get back at Ronda Rousey, or will WWE simply forget this moment ever happened? You just never know sometimes with these stories. Sometimes it can carry on, sometimes serve no purpose at all. So we'll have to wait and see what happens between Ronda Rousey and Sonya Deville. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.